Hello and welcome back. Today's video is going to be really interesting as if you don't know already, starting from Blender 4.0, we now have node tools, which can be used to create your own custom add-ons using the same tools as geometry nodes. So a lot of interesting things to learn today. All right, then let's get right into it. All right, so I did create my own add-on here, and this is a very simplistic add-on. If I add a plane here, what I can do with this add-on is I can just simply create this sci-fi looking structure. It automatically does that as soon as I press one button. So how did I make it? Okay, so let's start with a new Blender file here. I'm going to press A and delete everything, and let's bring in a plane. I'll move to the geometry nodes section here, and here if you see there are two drop downs now, and this option is only available going forward of Blender version 4.0 and above. Here you can just click on this drop down and select from modifier or tool, and since we are creating a tool, I'm going to select tools. We'll hit new and let's name it as dynamic extrude. In order to be able to create that dynamic surface that we just saw, we are going to need some geometry. To add a geometry, the best way to do that is to add a subdivision surface node. So I'm going to use subdivide mesh and let's plug this in here. And currently, if you look at it, you don't see the change, and that's because we are working in node tools and not geometry nodes. For it to be effective, you need to go to the edit mode and then click here and click on the tool that you just created. And as soon as you do that, you see the subdivisions happening. Now keep in mind that these changes are destructive. So once you made the change, it will stay unless and until you hit Control Z. Let's increase the subdivision to 4 because we need a little bit more of the geometry, and let's try it again. And if you see, there are a lot of faces that are getting created. That's great, but I also would want to find a way to be able to only delete or rather only subdivide a selection of my mesh and not everything. So what I mean by that is that if, let's say, if we have 4 faces here, and if I have only selected one of them, I only want that one face to be subdivided, not the rest of it. How do I go about doing that? Because if I currently just use the tool, it's going to subdivide everything, and that's not what I want. One way we can do that is we can create a logic that deletes everything else except for the face that is selected. I'll show you what I mean. So let's add a delete geometry node here. For the selection, I'm just going to say selection, and we're going to make sure that the delete geometry is on faces. If I do this and if I run the node now, anything that is selected will get deleted, but that's not what I want. I want the opposite of it. Let's add a node that's called not. Plug this in, and not basically just gives you the inverse of whatever value is coming out of selection. So let's try it again, and everything else except for the face that we selected got deleted. Now I also want to divide the face that is remaining. So let's add the subdivision mesh right after the delete geometry, and then we're going to run this again. And if you see, only that face is now getting subdivided. But now there is a problem that the rest of the geometry is getting deleted, but I want the remaining geometry as well. Well, one way to do that is just use join geometry, and let's plug this original value here, and let's see if we are able to achieve the same results now. And if you look at it, yes, it's happening. But there is one another problem, is that this face now have 2 faces merged into it, one with the original geometry and the other subdivided face. Duplicate the join geometry and take the selection and plug this in here so that the other geometry has this face deleted. Let's run the tool again and see what happens. All right, so now only this face is getting deleted. All right, so the next tool that we want to add here is split edges. The selection for the edges that we are splitting, since we want a dynamic distribution, let's add a random node here, right? And that will just randomly delete the edges. The next tool, which should be scale elements. Scale elements is going to do nothing but give us the ability to scale the faces in a more controlled manner. So what I mean by that is that I can just simply take the scale, add a random node here, and scale it anywhere between, let's say, 0.3 to 0.95. We can just test it out right now, right? So let's use this face to see what are the changes that we made. We can see the original logic that we saw at the start of the video coming into life. Let's also create a way to extrude the geometry so that there is some depth into what we are creating. The next tool for that is Extrude Node, and we can just add it right after our scale element node and offset or basically extrude the value by 0.05. So let's test it out in this space here and see what we get. All right, so now we have a different dynamic extrusion that's happening. The only other thing that is left here is to find a way to add another layer of extrusion right below this. What we can also do is duplicate this joint geometry node right here and take the output of this subdivide mesh and plug this into the joint geometry node. And we can also duplicate the delete geometry and take the output out of this random value node and plug it into the delete geometry node. You might be wondering why I'm doing this. Well, I'll show you that in a second. So if I now hit edit and click on this tool that I created, can you see it's now creating another layer of dynamic distribution right below the extrude node, which looks much more awesome than what it was originally. I think this should be good enough for the tool that we are creating, but there is one problem that you don't see right now, but I'll show you right away. So if let's say you used that tool once, but now you came back to the edit mode and you used it again, it creates so much geometry in one go, which looks like a city altogether, and it's pretty awesome in a way. But how do we control it? Because let's say if there was way too many faces than what you see right now, it will basically crash the computer. So one another way you can go about doing that is somehow count the number of faces, and then you can just use that value to limit the subdivision that is happening in your tool. There is a very good node called domain size, and if I bring that in, it shows the number of face count, edge count, point count, etc. to me. I can use this and I can say that if the face count is greater than or equal to 250, and the one way I can identify how much or how many faces I have here is just enabling statistic. And if you see, the number of faces are 1400. So I can also go like 500 and 100 in total, right? And say if the number of face count is greater than 500, I don't want it to be subdivided again. One way to achieve that is let's add a reroute node here. Let's also add a switch node. So the switch node can help us redirect geometry basis of what we selected. I can say that pass the original geometry if this value is true. So if the face count is 500, you pass the original geometry. And if it is not, then just subdivide the mesh and pass the other geometry. In this scenario, if I repeat that process again, can you see instead of creating unnecessary geometry, it is just subdividing what is originally there. So I can just now keep repeating it. It will still give me a very cool effect, but it won't add way too many geometry that my computer can't handle and just crash it. So one last thing that I want to show you is how to save the node or the tool that you created. You do a right click and you mark it as an asset. Now, if you go to your asset browser, which you can just click here and switch to asset browser and go to the unassigned section, you can see your tool in there, but it is currently in the unassigned section, and that's not where I want it. So I can just click on this drop down, click on current file, and then I can click this plus button to add a new section for it. Add a new section if I want to. So I can say extrude, and then I can take this tool that I created and put it into extrude, and now I can see it in the new section called extrude. But let's say I don't want that. I want it in one of the existing sections. So since it is working with the faces, let's put it in faces. So all I need to do is just change it to face, and now the tool is available in the face drop down. You can just simply save it as an asset in the folder wherever you save your assets, and then download it and use it in any other Blender file or send it to someone for that matter, right? So I guess that's about it. Hope you liked it and you learned something new. The file will be available on my Patreon, and if you do like the video, please like, share, and subscribe, and I'm gonna see you in the next one.